I bought a box full of cute fidget toys. I'm going to rate them all on cuteness, noise, portability, and longevity. So take a look and let me know in the comments which is your favourite. First, let's take a look at this. Stress Ball. It comes in this nice blue packet, which you can just tear open. And, oh wow, look at this. It's a pug. Check it out, it's got some nice little details. These little dimples underneath his button nose, and there's these wrinkles of skin all around the face. But it is a squidgy stress toy, so I guess I've got to squeeze it. And I almost feel bad for this. But check that out. And it really does feel nice to squeeze, actually. It's like some kind of squidgy, dense foam or something. And I like the way it kind of slowly reforms its shape after you let it go. It's not really stretchy at all, but it is really satisfying. It cost me £4.99. It is cute. I'm going to give it 5 stars for noise because it's silent, but there's not a huge amount you can do with it, so it's middle of the road for longevity. And it is a bit too big to fit in your pocket. But let's see how well these score. Inside here, we've got these 4 different coloured robots. They do come individually wrapped as well. There always seems to be so much unnecessary packaging with these things. But here he is. The head rotates, and oh, if you give it a little tap, there's LEDs inside which start flashing. And these arms are great, you can bend and move them in any direction you like. And same with the legs too. But what's really cool is this. Ha! Check that out. You can pull them right out. And of course the legs as well. You can bend them and shape them into all sorts of funny positions, then just push them all back together. And on the end of these arms and legs, we've got these sucker pads. I'll test these out in a minute, but they're great fun, and the noise it makes when you stretch out a limb is so satisfying. And they look really cool both with the long arms or kept short. I love their little robot bodies and their heads, and they got this weird sort of look in their eyes that just seems to follow you around the room. And having sucker pads is a really neat idea. Let's try it out. You can stick them onto all sorts of things like windows, a fridge, the work surface, doors, or tiles, all sorts of things. Or you could even just wrap the arms and legs around something to have it clinging on. You can even make them hold hands. Now, let's take a look at this. It's called a stress hog. And it says when you're feeling edgy, squeeze little hedgy. Oh, poor little thing. So I removed him out of the box. And there he is. Oh, doesn't he look cute? Huh, it is really soft. He's got these nice little rounded spikes on his back, which you can just rub your finger over back and forth. There's these cute little hedgehog feet and arms, and a really sweet little face and nose. Again, I feel bad for squishing this, but let's give it a try. Oh blimey, it's so squidgy. His whole face just balloons. It really is super soft and it feels really nice. You can kind of choose which part to make balloon out, and when you let go, it instantly returns to its shape. And as well as squeezing it, you can stretch it. Oh, look at that, poor little thing. That looks so funny. And I guess I've got to try even pulling his nose. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm glad he's still smiling though, but yeah, it really is super cute, and I'm definitely looking forward to having this on my desk to play with and keep me company. Unfortunately, after playing with it for a while though, I did notice this. The colour here starting to rub off. Maybe I was stretching it too much, but that's kind of what it's for. And when I tried to sit mine down, it didn't want to stand straight. It likes to balance on one leg. Now, I also found they make this, Karma Llama. It's exactly the same sort of thing, but it's this cute little llama toy. There's a little saddle on his back, and his really sweet little face, tiny little ears, and short, stubby little legs. But the whole body looks kind of fluffy. It stretches nicely, just like the hedgehog did. And again, just giving it a squeeze is just so funny. I do like it that these stress toys are completely silent, and it's the sort of thing you could be squidging in your hand while you're concentrating on something else. So again, I really like it. And this one even stands up straight. But out of the two, which one do you prefer? The hedgehog or the llama? If you're enjoying this video and want to show support, please do give it a like or subscribe. I've got lots more coming soon. Now, next I want to take a look at this turtle. It comes in this vacuum-sealed bag, so it's pretty much flat. Tear open the top and remove it, and it starts to puff out a bit. It's got this cute little smile, these beady eyes, this nice turtle shell on the back. It feels so soft, and these short little legs. But if you push it through from the top, you can turn it inside out. It's actually reversible. And it switches to this grumpy looking face. Oh, poor little thing. Oh, look at this. There's actually a little thread coming out by his chin. I guess that should have been tucked up on the inside. So I'll just trim it off flush. It is really sweet, this. So lovely and soft, and I love the fact you can just play with it and reverse it. I would say it doesn't look quite as nice and plush as it did on the photos of the advert. It looks like it's filled with a bit more padding on here, but all in all, it's a really nice little toy. Something to play with and fidget, and definitely cute. Next we're going to take a look at this. It's a magic bean cube, but this one is actually in the shape of a small can. It's got all these different coloured balls inside of the sliders. The base here rotates. So if we sit it down, we can give the whole thing a spin. Huh, that actually spins really freely. You can rotate it from the top too with your finger. Even just spinning it makes a nice little desktop fidget. But let's have a look at the coloured beans. So we've got these 3 different layers of the can which rotate independently of each other, so we can jumble up all the beans. Of course they slide up and down in the tracks, so we can swap what layer they're on, and I'm just jumbling it all up at the moment so we can see how long it takes me to solve it. I'll give it another quick spin and see if I can do it. So we need one of each colour on the top layer, the middle and the bottom, then line it all up, so they've all got to be in the correct order. It actually plays alright, this thing. The balls move back and forward along the track quite freely, and the layers rotate without feeling clunky. It is cheap and plasticky, but it works quite well. It did take a little bit of time for me to get my head around how I'd have to solve this, and once I got it kind of straight in my mind, it started coming together. And there we go, it ended up taking me 9 minutes and 43 seconds. Now I've done it once though, I'm sure it'll be an awful lot quicker next time. But I guess it does depend on how well you've jumbled it up. But I've got to say I have enjoyed fidgeting with this. It's a good size to fit in your hand, but probably a bit too big to have comfortably in your pocket. I then found in the bottom of the box, it came with this little lanyard, which you can thread through the little hole here at the top. Although when I tried to get it to come out the other side, I didn't have much success. You might need to use a pin or something. Next we're going to take a look at this. Finger slug. Sounds intriguing. So I opened up the box and slid it out. Again, a bit more unnecessary packaging. But there it is. Whoa, this thing feels weird. There's his little slug head, which you can even flick round. And the whole body is made up of these little plastic sections, which all bend and move independently around each other. Wow, the whole thing feels really weird. It does make a nice little clickety noise as you're playing with it. You can kind of roll it around in your hands, or slide it up and down in your fingers. Look at that, it's like it's squidging out of your hand. It's such a weird thing. Now, does this get any points for being cute? What do you think? I do love the way you can kind of get it to squirm across the table though. Next I want to take a look at this. It's called a Blob Fish. Pull it out and yeah, oh look at his little face. It's super squidgy and stretchy. And just another little fidget to play around with in your hand. But that face really does look cute. Let's see if we can get him to smile. Oh, there we go. One of my favourite things to do with these squidgy toys is sometimes just to give it a little stretch or pull. You can get some really funny expressions and looks. But yeah, again, this thing is super squidgy and flexible. I quite like the size of it. It fits in your hand nicely. And if you know someone who's a fish lover, it could be a fun little fidget toy for them. And it makes a great sound when you drop it on the desk. Oh, check that out. It even bounces a little. But yeah, what do you think? Is he cute or not? Next, we're going to take a look at these. Tip them out onto the table. And we've got 6 of these jumping pop-up monsters. They're powered with a spring, and you squeeze it together so that the sucker pad sticks to the base, and after a few seconds the suction breaks, and the spring pushes it apart. So of course the idea is to do this on the table, and it jumps up into the air. Wow, that was high! All the monsters are different, and mine all took roughly the same time to pop. You could do 2 together though, and see which wins. They are cute. Not really much of a fidget toy, I suppose. But definitely fun and nice and portable. Next I want to show you these. Busy bug spinners. Open up the box and there's 3 altogether. Again, they come individually wrapped, and if I open up the first one, we've got this really cute little bee spinner. The second one's a 3-arm spinner, with a ladybird in the middle. And the third one's this nice butterfly. So, if we take a look at this one, it's got a nice rattle to it. You can spin the ladybird from underneath, or hold the bottom and spin the top. These little balls rotate inside the spinner, and I think there's beads inside them which make the rattle. Underneath is a sucker pad, and the whole thing feels nicely built. It's good quality. So, you can stick it down on a table or something, and play with them like that. They're quite big and really nice bright colours. And they definitely appeal to toddlers. You can stick them to cupboards or doors, or even to the side of the bathtub. Now, if you'd like to see this really cool turtle fidget, along with some others, you can click on this link here. Have fun, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.